Let's get into some things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expected, because I don't be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. It's gonna be y'all. Convince me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy hump day, everybody. Happy hump day. What's up, Retro? Hey. Me and you need to talk. Like, we need to get on the phone and talk, because we really gotta dig into some of this power stuff and really unpack it. We gotta really break it down. Shout out to King Retro. Y'all know Retro that's one of my power folk. We be just talking about what's going on with the power universe. Something I saw that made me think about, it was something I saw recently. Oh, I know what it was. I finally finished watching Force. Y'all know I had quit on Force. I had dropped Force. I was like, I can't do it. The show just didn't. I couldn't do it. So y'all know I've been cleaning out my DVR so I could get rid of the DVR. And so I finally watched all the rest of the episodes. And so I was like, oh, shoot, I know I'm late to the party, but now I got some stuff to say. It actually started getting pretty decent, like the last 4 episodes, but I couldn't do it. Anyway, let me say hi to the rest of the people, and then we're going to get into something. We ain't got a lot to talk about today. What's up, CC? Hey, Itty Bitty. DeMarcus, what's going on? Hey, DB. The Informed. Sorry I was late. Stream y'all wouldn't load. I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Sweet Pea, Miss Jocelyn, Carmen, Chuck, T, what's going on? Hey, did I say Sweet Pea already? Carl, Markel, I was thinking about you too, but your messy ass. DeMarcus, thank you for the super chat. DeMarcus said, will you check out and review the Drop and a Different World reboot? So you must have left out yesterday because I feel like you asked me this yesterday and I answered you yesterday, but you must have left out. I am going to be doing a Different World reboot. I'm not doing the Drop. Let me say this about the Drop. The Drop might end up being a show that I might watch for my own pleasure, but I probably won't talk about it for a couple of reasons. One, I never finished Snowfall. And I know that this is just a spinoff. It's not a direct connection, but I never got through Snowfall. And it's contrary to popular belief, y'all, it is really hard to review these dramas. And I don't know if it's going to be enough for me to want to review it. I'll watch it, and if I want to talk about it, but as of right now, no, I don't plan to. What's up, Corey? B-Lo, Gabby, Lovely Nola, what's going on? Hey, Chuck. Did I say Ravian already? Montrez. Yeah, Force was terrible. Chuck said, B.I., can I get the full number? It says 19.5, but when I get my membership, I bet I can see more. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I'll let you. It's the same, though. It hasn't changed. Southern Belle, Cindy, Yolanda Morgan, Tiffany Blue, Mrs. E. So y'all can't see the exact number? Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. If I missed you, charge it to my head and not my heart. The Drop is a spinoff of Snowfall. It's 2 of the characters from Snowfall, and it's going to chronicle basically the rise of West Coast rap and gangster rap, and they're like a part of they're trying to like become part of the music. That's what the description says. Again, I never finished watching Snowfall, so I don't even know who these characters are. When I say I didn't finish watching Snowfall, I think I dropped off like season 3. I think that's when I dropped off. So when I say I haven't finished watching it, I mean I ain't watched it. Koale, pretty gray eyes, Jay Wash, Miss T Velocity, what is going on? Hey girl, hey. Did your sister give you my message? If she didn't, I'm gonna tell you myself. I said, I've been watching you. I see that you did a good job of kind of waiting till you fell out of the algorithm that you didn't want to be in. And I see you are doing the type of content you want to do as far as like current events, conspiracy theories, the conspiracy theories, because that makes it sound kooky, but like outside of the box theories. You see what I'm saying? And I said to keep it up. I said to keep it up. And matter of fact, if I have a mod in here, can y'all drop Miss T Velocity's channel? If I have a mod in here. I don't know if I've seen a mod. If when a mod comes in, y'all remind me. I don't think I've seen one. Oh yeah, Ravine is here. Ravine, do you mind pulling Miss T Velocity's channel? It's spelled just like that. And drop that link in the chat, please. You guys, she's doing like current event content, things that's in the news. And then, like I said, she's got like her own point of view and spin on it. So y'all go check Miss T Velocity out. She's been around for a while. She was just doing a different type of content for a while. So she's trying to do something different. So y'all go check her out. Y'all go check her out. Average Joe season 2 dropped today with Deion Coles. I never watched Average Joe. You didn't finish Snowfall either. I was thinking about you too, Markel, when y'all was putting up all them posts for y'all wedding anniversary. I said y'all need to really stop posting for that fake wedding. That is not y'all wedding anniversary. But happy anniversary. Nap Queen of New Orleans. What's up, gear? So yeah, so that's what's going on. Chuck, the number is the same. So we are still on the road for 20K. Chuck he's taking his job seriously. He needs an exact count. But honestly, when I look, let me double check. But when I got ready to go live, the number was still the same. Hold on, let me do this. So as you come in, if you are new here, if you are not subscribed from all of your channels, all of your emails, all of the things, y'all go ahead and subscribe, child. We're trying to get to 20K by the end of the year. That is the goal. But I think, excuse me, I feel like we're at the same. We didn't gain or lose any subscribers overnight. But let me double check that number for you. Since you say you can't see the full number, that's crazy. You should be able to see the full number. Hold on. Child. Oh, the trailer is out for Traitors. I'm gonna have to go watch. Oh, it came out 2 days ago. I'm late. I'm gonna have to go check it out. We will be reviewing Traitors, the Traitors over here though. I don't know why I didn't do this on my phone. It would have been a lot faster. It would have been a lot faster to do this on my phone. Oh, I see what you're talking about, Chuck. All right, hold on. Let me get into it on my phone. It's a lot faster. No, y'all. We got married August the 10th and had the wedding on August the 10th. It was shut up. Anyway. Moving right along. According to my YouTube studio, it says that I officially have 19,522 subscribers. So remember I said we lost a subscriber. Oh no, wait a minute. That's right. I know. So 4,000, we need 478 subscribers to get to 20K. Now we don't have that many months to get it done, y'all. We're trying to have a New Year's 20K celebration. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. So again, tell a friend to tell a friend. Get over here, subscribe, hang out with us. We have a good time now. All right, that's the goal for the end of the year. That was on my bingo card. Remember, I told y'all I didn't do a vision board. I did a bingo card this year, and 20K is absolutely on my bingo card. I've met a couple of things on my bingo card. Are you guys doing the bingo card we talked about at the beginning of the year? Remember, I told you I saw it. I don't know, I think I saw it on TikTok or something, where instead of doing a vision board, they did a bingo card. Hold on, because I did 2 different bingo cards. I don't want y'all to see what I actually put, but I did a social media goal one, and then I did a personal one. I did personal goals, and I've actually hit some of the these. The personal one I got to do a lot more work on, child. Ooh. Okay. Some of these I did. Some of these are real easy. I'm like, why I didn't do it yet? Okay. But I did a lot more on the social media goals than I did on my personal goals. But yeah, Miss E, we talked about that. And so some of these I did, but 20K is definitely on here. And then some of these I'm not going to do because I've decided not to do. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Yes, I've done a bingo card for the last 2 years. Okay, so you've done it. I know my niece, she's doing really well with hers. She like knocked off, it was her big thing that she wanted to do. She like knocked that off in like February. So she's done really well. Will you check out the movie Run, Hide, Flight, Infidels with Jonathan Majors on September the 16th? Probably not. I don't even know what that is. I mean, I know who Jonathan Majors is, but I don't even know what that movie is. Probably not. Probably not. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Have y'all been getting y'all Black Girl vitamins? I haven't dropped this link in a while. Y'all get y'all Black Girl vitamins. The seasons are changing. We about to move, as much as I hate to see the summer end, for all of you. And they have collagen. So, guys, you can order some collagen. Was today better than yesterday at work? Well, I went to work today, but I didn't go in the building today. We had trainings. So, I mean, it was what it was. But I did get that situation resolved with them moving my stuff. We're supposed to be doing it tomorrow. We sort of met in the middle. It was sort of a compromise. We met in the middle, okay? I told you guys that I was like, I'm not moving my stuff. I'm not physically moving my things. So the compromise is that tomorrow morning, I'm going to meet them at the old building. And they're going to, the custodians are going to bring my stuff to the car. And then I will drive my stuff to the new building. And then the custodians at the new building will help me unload my car. So we met in the middle. Because I was like, I'm not physically carrying those boxes anywhere. But I didn't want to necessarily, I wanted them to do everything. I didn't want to have to be a part of the process. I wanted to just go to my classroom and my stuff was there. So, and then on their end, technically, I talked to the custodian and he explained to me what the issue was. So we're meeting in the middle. So hopefully tomorrow by like 10 o'clock, it should be great. I'm hoping to be able to get everything in one trip. I have thank you, Ravine. There's Miss T Velocity's link, you guys. Again, y'all go check her out. Give her a click and a view. If you like what you see, stay, She's just getting back into the rhythm of things. She had to step away from YouTube for a while. Life was lifing. But if y'all can check her out, I appreciate that. DeMarco said, what's important, subscribers or views? Honestly, views are more important. But I said once I got to 20K, I wasn't gonna make a big deal about subscribers anymore. when I first got on YouTube, it was a thing. And don't get me wrong, subscribers are still important because my ultimate goal is to get over 100. I want the plaque. I want that silver YouTube plaque. Ultimately, I want over 100,000 subscribers. But I also know that if you do the other things that YouTube wants you to do, the subscribers will come. Because at the end of the day, YouTube creates your algorithm. YouTube decides whether they're going to push you or not. So that's just what it is. And when I tell you guys that certain things do push the algorithm, like you guys liking the video, even if you hit the dislike button, it shows that there is engagement going on. And the more likes I have, the more YouTube will push that video. YouTube does not send a notification out every single time I go live. If all 19,000 subscribers that are people that are subscribed to my channel, if they got a notification every time I went live, I would definitely have more people in my live on a regular basis. But they don't do it. And it's certain people that they push and it's certain people that they don't. For whatever reason, YouTube doesn't push me. So the views are actually more important, but I do have goals. You know what I'm saying? But the views are good. I at one point I was almost averaging over 300 people in my lives. That dropped a little bit. That was like around the Diddy time, and I think it was just the algorithm because of Diddy and everything. That's dropped a little bit. I average between like 250. I hover around 250 now. I mean, I would love to get to the point where I got 600 and 700 people in here every time I go live. I mean, who wouldn't? So, I mean, I have goals. But yeah, ultimately, the views is what gets you paid. Like, the more views I have, the more money I make. I mean, that's just the facts. But I definitely would love more subscribers. Yeah. People probably have notifications set to none. I've subscribed to channels and shows no notifications. Yeah. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. It's time. I need to get ready to get these done. So here's the thing about that too. Some people have their notifications not set, but other times it's YouTube. YouTube sends out, when you go live, YouTube sends out a certain amount of notifications. The earlier you set a live, the better your notifications are. That's just true too. They say try to give YouTube, I think they said give YouTube at least 30 minutes or more to and that gives them time to post it and all that good stuff. But the more likes your video gets, the more notifications YouTube sends out. So like right now, how many likes do I have right now? Like, let me just do this. Have y'all ever seen when people pop in the live and say, I just got my notification, YouTube just sent me the notification? That's because it's a staggered system. So some people are going to get the notification as soon as I go live. And then it's going to stagger from there, but it's going to be based off of the likes. That's why we ask y'all to like the video. We hit the like button. I know it's annoying because I get annoyed when I go on other YouTube chats and they're like, did you hit the like button? I know it gets annoying, but that's part of the reason why we ask you guys to do it, is because the more likes a video gets, the more those notifications go out. And so there it is. Kenneth said, agreed. I only get certain notifications from Really B. Always get the tribe meetings. Yeah, that's what it is, you guys. And again, it's the algorithm. That's part of the reason why I separated my channel, because I realized that my algorithm was screwed up. If I had to do it all over again, I would do COVID totally different. And I've said this to you guys before. I would do COVID totally different. I think I screwed up my algorithm during COVID, because YouTube, it's a machine. It's not a person physically looking at all these videos. It's just a machine sorting videos. And so when you go live, like during COVID, we were going live for no reason, talking about nothing. You know what I mean? We were just hanging out because we were bored and we were home. And, I probably would just created like a separate channel. And that's where I would have went live during COVID. I would have kept this channel strictly my reviews, my social media, like my news and all of that. And I would have had like a trash channel to just do the stupid stuff on. But it is whatever. I mean, I've had people say to me, oh my gosh, I'm glad you're doing YouTube again. And I'm like, I never stopped. But they weren't getting notifications. There are people I don't get notifications for, and I love them and I watch them, and I don't get notifications for them sometimes. I just started getting Gabor's notifications again. And I remember I was on the phone with Mims one day and he said something about Gabor going live. I said, Gabor was live. He was like, Gabor goes live all the time. And I was like, what? Gabor was not coming up at all. And I love Gabor. Why do you guys set a 2-hour mark? Do you lose money for being on longer? No, you actually make more money the longer you're on. I don't think y'all understand. It looks like this isn't hard, but this is hard. And at a certain point, you get tired. I don't set a goal of 2 hours. Just after 2 hours, I start losing my mojo. I start getting tired. Yeah, it's not. I don't. Now we set a 2-hour mark on the whether you like it or not panel for a couple of reasons. One, again, we start getting tired. Two, because we go live at night, all of us got to go to work in the morning. So if we go live at 8:30, but if we stay live for 2 hours, it's 10:30 at night. I mean, I can't speak for nobody else, but I know for me, I'll be like, okay, it's time for me to. When I get off of live, I still gotta, do what I gotta do to go to work. I mean, to get, to go to bed. So the whether you like it or not, we try to just keep it at 2 hours. Now that's not a hard, like we're gonna cut it off at 2 hours no matter what. We just want to make sure that we're staying on pace for that. That's all. Yeah, that's what it is. Plus, I think when Scotty first started doing the panel used to be really long. And so I think they also said that was just kind of, and busy make sure it's not always busy. I mean, busy, but even when busy's not there, we be running long. It ain't just busy. It just depends on the topics and if we get off topic and y'all cut it off. Well, y'all did it Monday because it was on his channel, but if it's not on his channel, he'll just leave if he has to leave. He cut it on Monday because it was on his channel. He had to go. But yeah. Monday, I don't know. Y'all was being rude Monday. Because we normally don't do that, but he said he had been up since 4 and he was probably tired. So, you should use shorts more too. That might help. So here's the gift and the curse of shorts. The gift of shorts is that yes, you get views and it does draw traffic to your channel. The curse of shorts is that the people who come to your video looking for shorts, they're generally not the people that are going to come in your lives and sit. They want a quick 20-second, 30-second, boom, boom, bam. They're not the people. They may subscribe to my channel, but they're not the people that's going to come in here and watch a video. Because and again, we got to look into we have analytics. We can look at our analytics. I know what my age demographic is. I know where the majority of my subscribers come from in the United States or even in the world. I know the average view time. So I know how long people look at my videos on average. And when you put up, because that's the gift and the curse, right? You put up a lot of shorts. Yes, you would definitely get subscribers and you would definitely get views. First of all, we don't even make that much money off of shorts. So even if I get 20,000 views on a short, I ain't making as much money as off of a live. But those people don't generally, that doesn't generally translate over to views on these types of lives. Yeah. So, but anyway. Yeah. But that's what the gift and the curse is of shorts. I do more shorts on my review channel than I do over here. I very seldom do shorts over here. But on my review channel, and I'm trying, that's one thing I said I was going to be more consistent in doing more shorts. Because it's really not hard. Once I do it on TikTok, I can just upload it here. It's not hard. I just haven't been. Yeah. Do you get more views on vertical or horizontal? I get more views on horizontal than vertical. But vertical, because of it's a different algorithm, I get more people. I've been getting subscribers by going live on both vertical and horizontal. So, but anyway, y'all, let's get to it because we ain't got a lot to talk about. I wasn't even gonna go live today, but I do. We have some housekeeping to talk about. Yeah, and why not? Okay, so we had some good news today in the Karmelo Anthony case. Y'all know that Karmelo Anthony, the young man who stabbed the guy at the track meet, who was convicted a few months ago. Hold on, y'all. Shut up. Them pop-up ads, honey. Hold on, y'all. I had to charge I didn't have my computer charger in. I had to get some juice. So y'all know that after he was convicted, he has his appeal team is working on his appeal. Again, I want y'all to be clear. It wasn't that he appeal attorneys are totally different than the type of attorney he had, for his trial. So today he got some really good news. The Texas judge who presided over the Karmelo Anthony murder trial has been removed from further proceedings in the case as the team seeks a new trial. And y'all know that he was 19 years old. He was convicted and sentenced to 35 years in prison in June for fatally stabbing a fellow student at a high school track meet. In the defense motion seeking to recuse Judge Roach from the post-trial proceedings, Anthony's attorneys questioned both the judge's impartiality in the case and his courtroom restrictions. Ahead of the high-profile trial, Roach imposed a gag order in the case and barred any electronics from the courtroom during the proceedings due to attention the case had garnered. The motion cited what he called problematic comments Roach made during an interview following the verdict, in which he said the judge endorsed the jury's guilty verdict and defended his courtroom's restrictions. It also pointed to a public letter Roach released following the trial, in which he stated that those who worked on the case contributed to ensuring the process was conducted fairly. The court made extrajudicial public statements that objectively appear to committed to the verdict and that the challenge access rulings while it still retained authority to decide a timely motion for new trial attacking those very matters, the motion stated. During a hearing on Wednesday, defense attorney Russell Wilson argued that Roach gave public comment about an impending procedure, which should be an automatic recusal, which, Prosecutor Bill Warski argued that Roach didn't do anything wrong and alleged that there was a concerted effort from social media influencers to disrupt the high-profile trial. He said, I know Judge Roach. What is important to Judge Roach is being fair. Judge Sid Harley, who traveled from San Antonio for the proceedings in Collin County, granted the defense motion to recuse Roach from any further matters in the Anthony case. In this order, Harley wrote that there were grounds for recusal and that the evidence adduced at the hearing is such that the respondent judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned. Okay. So here's the thing. He should not be out here making statements like, I endorse the jury's decision if he's going to be presiding over the appeals process. Because what you've basically said is, I think he's guilty. So can we expect you to be impartial going into the rest of this next step? Can we expect you to be impartial when you didn't already say you believe the boy's guilty? So, hey, good news. But here's the thing. And I hate to be negative. I really hate to be negative, but yeah, they still in Texas. And in that particular county, it ain't like he gonna get a black judge. He's still gonna get a white judge. So we're staying positive, fingers crossed. Glad to see that things are moving, I also want to acknowledge that today would have been Nolan Wells' 19th birthday. So, it's a shame that he's no longer here. It's a shame that his parents, on top of still grieving his death, now have to grieve his life. because it's his birthday, and again, it doesn't get any yeah, the discount code is ReallyBTV. The discount code is ReallyBTV for Black Girl Vitamins. Yeah. Now I don't know if it'll let you use it again, Ravine, if you're using the same email address that you used before. I was in Simone's live earlier, and she gave some great points to think the defense will get the case moved. It granted the appeal. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I was in Simone's live earlier too, but I wasn't able to finish it. Um, I I was in Simone's live earlier, and she gave some great points. To think the defense think I think okay, that's reason I think the defense will get the case moved. It granted the appeal. I don't know. I'm hoping so. She used her HSA card for, but you know what? I never thought about that. I never thought about using my HSA card for Black Girl Vitamins. I'm gonna have to keep that in my back pocket. Right now, I'm using my HSA card for something else, but I have to keep that in my back pocket. I never thought about that, DB. Thank you for sharing that. I never thought about that. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, DB, it's hard. Since COVID, you can't buy vitamins. What you mean you can't buy vitamins since COVID? What you mean? Hmm. Okay. All right. So there was this thing. Okay, hold on. In Detroit public schools, where there's a program, there's a program where they're paying students to come to school, right? So, and there's been a lot of controversy about this. Let me ask you guys a question. How do you guys feel about it? Put a 1 in the chat if you're okay with it. Put a 2 in the chat if you like. Hell no, I should do a poll. Let me see if I can do a poll. Well, DB said she just knows somebody that did. I don't know. Should students should students be paid to come to school? Yes. Anything that will help? No. They should be going anyway. All right. I created the poll. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to answer the question. Remember, just put the 1 in the chat. So if you say yes, just put a 1. Don't add any commentary. If you say no, put a 2. Don't add any commentary. You can put the number and then you can come back and add commentary later. But if you add more to it, it's not gonna take your answer. So okay. Give y'all a second to get that in. Okay. Okay. All right. It looked like okay. So far we have about 22 people have voted, but so far we have 65% says no, 33% says yes. I'll give y'all another minute to vote. Again, just put 1, don't add any commentary, and put or 2, don't, and you can always add the commentary later, but just put the number for you to, and that's how it registers your vote in the chat. All right. Well, it's pretty much staying the same. I mean, more people are voting, but it's pretty much saying no. So let me say this, and this might surprise y'all what my answer is getting ready to be. What's up, JB Boo? You've been on my mind. I actually meant to reach out to you yesterday. I saw your post, and I meant to reach out to you yesterday, and it slipped my mind. But sending you loves and hugs, Boo. Let me say this. Because of where we currently are in the education system, I honestly don't have a problem with it. First of all, they're not paying them enough money to do a whole lot with. I mean, they're not paying them a whole lot of money. But excuse me. But because we have so many kids that are not coming to school, anything to get them to come to school, I'm okay with. Now, the problem is we have a lot of kids that come to school and just don't go to class. They're just in the halls. And that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. I'd rather pay teachers. Well, hell, I'd rather you pay me too. But let me be honest and tell you, it doesn't work. Because what's going to end up happening is the kids that were already coming to school are going to be the kids that benefit from the program. The kids that you're trying to get, the truant kids, that's not enough to lure them into coming to school, if I'm being honest with you. I don't mind the incentive. Let me see. Let me hold on. Let me hold on. All right, let's read this article real quick. It's a quick article. It says Detroit public schools are paying students $100 a week for perfect attendance. So first of all, that's perfect attendance. All right. That's not, oh, they just showed up on Monday and we didn't see them again till Friday. That means they came to school Monday through Friday and they were there long enough to get counted as present. That's a whole nother thing. But it says that Detroit Public Schools Community District is expanding its perfect attendance pays incentive for the 26-27 school year, offering high school students $100 per week and middle school students $50 per week for flawless attendance during designated periods. There are some important rules behind the money. The program does not operate throughout the entire 180 school year day school year. The incentive was traditionally been concentrated into weekly cycles from January through March, a stretch when Detroit's winter weather and seasonal illness can make getting students into class especially difficult. What a deal. I know $100 isn't what it used to be, inflation and whatnot. Oh, this is just the article. This ain't me. I'm not even sure what an eighth. Oh, Lord. I don't even know what this article. Who wrote this article? Why are they talking about weed? So it runs in cycles. So it goes January the 5th through the 9th, 12th through the 16th. Okay, it looks like that's the whole month of January. Okay, January, February, and March. So here's the thing. That, I'm be honest, that ain't gonna make nobody, that's not gonna make kids come to school more often than they were already coming to school. Pretty Great Eyes says, nope, I don't like that. It opens the door for people to come to school sick We had a $50 bonus for perfect attendance at one of my last jobs. People came to work sick and got their colleagues sick. You know what? That's a valid point. Now that I don't think so. Here's my problem. My problem with that is I think excused absences should be acceptable. And an excused absence is that. It is not hard to get an excused absence. It really isn't. If you have a legitimate reason for being out of school, right? If you are sick, legitimate reason. If you go to the doctor because you are sick, legitimate reason. We do bereavement. If you had a death in your family, you just have to bring in, I know it sounds morbid, but the kids just have to bring in the program. And they used to say you had to be in the program. They don't do that anymore. But again, there are a lot of legitimate reasons. The problem is we have a whole lot of kids that one just aren't coming and the parents aren't providing any legitimate reasons for them not to come to school. I don't think perfect attendance should be perfect attendance flat. I think it should be perfect attendance if you have an excused absence. Let me say this. I think targeting the time of year when kids don't come to school for legitimate reasons, I think is kind of that I think is kind of effed up. Because again, weather being bad and people being sick are legitimate reasons for not coming to school. If it snowed 9 inches, and I know for the people who grew up in Detroit and they're used to it, it may not be that big of a deal for them. But if even if schools don't close, but your street isn't safe to drive on, or maybe the bus didn't come because you live in a neighborhood where the buses are going to run crazy, and you say, you know what? My daughter was standing at the bus stop. The bus was an hour late. I told her to come home. I don't think those should be reasons. But I do feel like if you're going to if the purpose of this program is to get kids to come to school that aren't coming to school, those aren't those kids. Those aren't those kids. But I think it's good that they will pay the kids. It will teach them responsibility. But excused absence means the parent would have to take time and take their kid to the doctor, and most of them won't. But you don't always have to go to the doctor. I think again, I really would have to refresh my memory. But I think if the parent writes a note saying, "Hey, so and so was sick," now after a certain number of days, that no longer works. But if you just had a cold and you were out Monday and Tuesday, that is excused absence. Now, if you were out for a whole week, no, now you gotta go to the doctor. It still doesn't guarantee that they will learn, which is right. That's what I'm saying. Them coming in the building doesn't mean they're going to class. And that's where we see the focus should be on grades, legitimate grades, not attendance. Because them walking in the building doesn't mean that they're going to class. And I don't know how Detroit does their attendance, but for us, if a child walks in first period and walks out third period, I know when I worked in DC, we had this program. And it was partnered with Bank of America. And it was supposed to help kids with financial literacy. And what happened was the kids got they got a bank card. So the Bank of America reps came in. And I don't think it was at every school. I think it was at certain schools. My school was one of them. The kids had a Bank of America card. It was a special type of debit card, but they had a Bank of America card, and they got paid based on their report card. So they got like a certain amount of money for A's, a certain amount of money for B's. I don't think they got anything for C's, D's, or F's, but they got A's and B's or honor roll or however they did it. And every quarter, that money would be loaded onto that debit card, and they could use it like a regular debit card. They could take it to the bank. They could take the money off of it. And again, do I think that really increased grades? No. Not the vantage point I had. Now, the program ended after 1 year because the data didn't support continuing to do it, which tells me that across the board, it didn't achieve the goal that they wanted to achieve with it. And I remember one of my students who was like a straight A student. Like, he was going to make the honor roll anyway. He made the honor roll every quarter. he let his money build up. Like, he never spent it. And I remember for Mother's Day, he took his mom to dinner. He used the money on the card to take his mom to dinner and they went to like a nice restaurant because he had like a couple of $100 on his card because he had never used it. Because again, he wasn't, I'm not gonna say he didn't need the money, but he didn't need the money. You know what I mean? He wasn't rich, but you know what I mean? You know, he wasn't rich or anything, but he just let the money build up. And then I remember him telling me for Mother's Day, he took his mom to dinner. I didn't have a problem with that program. I had a problem with the way that program was rolled out. And I had a problem with the fact that it was Michelle Reed. And y'all know I don't like nothing that bitch does. But the program itself, I didn't have a problem with it. The problem I had, though, was Bank of America, if it was supposed to be for like financial literacy, I never saw them really come back in after they did the initial, here's your card, this is how it works. They never really came in and did classes with the kids. They never really taught the kids, okay, I would have, if they had come in and done like stock market classes with the kids, if they had come in and did budgeting with the kids, like if they had done things with them, great. But they didn't. They just came in, they gave the kids the card, they showed them how the card worked, and that was it. So I don't know. Incentivizing kids to do things, I don't have a problem with it. I think we're beyond the days of kids doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do kind of thing. I think we're kind of beyond that. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but I kind of think I think that ship has sailed. But I still feel like if we're going to incentivize students or children or whatever word, I think it still has to make sense. You know, it still has to make sense. Quake Simmons, 200 years ago when I was in high school, some teachers never took attendance. I don't believe that, Chuck. I believe you never saw them take attendance. I don't believe they never took attendance. And I'm going to tell you why. And again, I can't speak for your school experience. I can only speak for my experience as a teacher. The way they dog us about doing our attendance, the way they stay on our ass about attendance, I don't believe your teacher didn't do attendance. What I do believe is that your teacher did attendance without calling names, because I do it all the time. Once I know after the first couple of weeks of school, once I know my students, I don't call out attendance. I might, every once in a while, I might be like, hey, is have y'all seen so-and-so? Because I haven't seen them, but I thought, like they were marked present in their other class, but they're not in my class or whatever. So, because now that it's on the computer, I can see whether they were marked present in their other classes. I believe that your teacher probably did attendance without calling y'all name. Once your teacher knew who y'all were. Because let me explain something to y'all about a teacher's attendance. That is a legal document. I've told y'all that story before. I have had my attendance, myself and another teacher this happened to. I have actually had my attendance book subpoenaed in a court case. I've actually had a teacher that I used to work with. Not only was her attendance book subpoenaed, but she actually had to testify because a student had robbed a bank. I'm sorry, not a bank. A student had committed a robbery during the school day, and his attorney was arguing that he was in school, so he couldn't have committed the crime. And they actually had to come to the school and get his attendance. And that teacher had to actually testify that he was not in her class, that she did not see him that day, and he was not in her class. And she actually had to testify, and they had her grade her attendance book. That was back in the day when we had to do it by hand, her attendance book. So that's a legal document. Like, I don't think people understand that. That is a legal document. If you saying that child was with you, that's why I don't play them games when teachers be like, oh, well, so-and-so is with me. Can you mark them at present? No. No, I can't. I haven't seen them. You sending me an email telling me so-and-so is with you? Absolutely not. You need to send so-and-so down here. I need to see them. Right. New Jones say, don't mess up attendance for testing with SPED. Absolutely. Absolutely. All that stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think people realize this shit ain't no joke. This is not a joke. But yeah, but that's probably what it was, Chuck. They probably, once you get to know your students, you don't have to call out attendance every day, child. Right. Janae, why people get arrested for truancy? It's a law. It is. It is. Isn't that how they blew up the David Celeste case because she wasn't attending school? I don't think that her family reported her missing. But I don't think that's what blew up the case. I mean, I hate to be gruesome, but what blew up the case is that they found her body. She had been reported missing, but that ain't what blew up the case. I mean, what blew up the case is that they found that car with that body inside. And I mean, I'm not trying to be gruesome. Attendance and time card. Yep, your time cards at work. Absolutely. Absolutely. Baby, I got written up at work one time. I used to work at this place called Baby Superstore. I mean, it was Baby Superstore, and then it became Babies R Us, and now is no more. But I worked at this place called Baby Superstore when I was in college. And I remember one time I asked somebody to clock in for me. I was in the building, but I was in the back doing what I'm doing right now, running my mouth, talking to somebody. And my boss came back there, and my boss saw me, and he was like, "Are you on the clock?" And I panicked and I lied, and I said no. But then he went up front and he saw that I was on the clock, but I wasn't doing nothing. And they wrote me up and they explained, like, listen, when you are on the clock, you can't have, because what happened was somebody else had, I think he was more upset that somebody else had clocked me in than the fact that I was in the back running my mouth. Because I mean, I was in the back running my mouth, but I was always in the back running. I did that all the time. Well, all the Babies R Us around here closed. I mean, they might still be open where you are, but they closed around here. But I remember I had never, because I mean, I was like in college. This was like my first, second real job. And I was like, but I'm in the building, but I'm here. And they were like, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that. Yeah. Some places do, Xavier. Some places do, some places don't. My job, because I'm on salary, I'm not on no kind of time clock. I don't have to clock in. They make us sign in, but I don't have to. Like last year, they were trying to be like, if you don't sign in, your pay gonna get docked. You can't dock my pay for not signing in. But when I worked at the bank, we had to sign in. We just had to punch in our code. We had a code that we had to punch in. And then when we left for lunch or something, we had to punch out, and then we had to punch back in. They turned our Babies R Us into a giant liquor store. Yeah, there were two Babies R Us's that I know of that closed. The one in Waldorf, I think that's an Ulta now. I think it's an Ulta now. And then the one that was out in Laurel, I'm not sure what they did with that one. I think it might be like an Aldi or something. We had a manager get fired because the employees were not clocking in and out. He was inputting their time for them. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, I mean, me personally, like I said, do I understand what they're trying to do? Yes, I understand what they're trying to do, but it's not going to work. It's not the kids that are going to come to school, the kids that are coming to school. And to be honest with you, for those particular days, they probably ain't giving out no damn money. Child, they probably ain't giving out no money. Child. All right. We don't have much more to talk. I told you we ain't have a lot to get into today. Big Tigger's wife, Alicia Brown, child, she is suing the Fulton County Sheriff. She alleges a wrongful arrest. So y'all know the whole situation with Big Tigger and his estranged wife and all of the things. So y'all know she was arrested a few weeks ago and she was extradited on a warrant coming out of Maryland as is connected to her missing daughter, right? So let me read y'all this article. Alicia Brown, the estranged wife of Atlanta radio personality Big Tigger, is suing Fulton County Sheriff Patrick LeBeau Labatt, claiming a faulty warrant led to her arrest during a traffic stop on Interstate 85. Brown filed the lawsuit without an attorney in federal court. In the complaint dated August the 14th, she says deputies arrested her on July the 6th on a Fulton County warrant accusing her of interfering with child custody, even though a judge had granted her custody of her minor children less than 2 weeks earlier. She says the warrant was later recalled and the charge was not prosecuted. Oh, I see what she's saying. Okay. The arrest happened near exit 177 in Hart County after deputies received an alert about Brown's vehicle. With help from the Georgia State Patrol, deputies pulled her over and took her into custody. 2 children inside the vehicle were found unharmed. At the time, the Hart County Sheriff's Office said Brown had active warrants from Fulton County and Baltimore County, Maryland. Brown's lawsuit now disputes the validity of the Fulton County warrant. The Maryland warrant was tied to the 2019 disappearance of Brown's daughter, who was 10 when she was reported missing. Baltimore County Police said in July that the girl was still missing and was not one of the 2 children found. Okay, yeah. Brown's lawsuit focuses on the Fulton County warrant. She argues that the court order granting her custody should have been considered before the warrant was issued and carried out. Brown says the arrest violated her constitutional rights and left her dealing with emotional distress, damage to her reputation, financial loss, and separation from her children. She is seeking an unspecified amount in damages. The lawsuit also raises questions about possible communication between the sheriff's office and Big Tigger. Brown wants access to the phone records, text messages, and other communication that could show who was involved in obtaining the warrant and how authorities learned where she was driving. Brown also wants the court to examine whether Morgan received preferential treatment after his June 20th arrest on aggravated battery and third-degree cruelty to children charge connected to an alleged domestic dispute. He was released on bond the same day. Tigger has denied any wrongdoing, and that case still remains pending. So she's saying that, I mean, because here's my thing. If you had a warrant from Baltimore, does it matter? If the Fulton County warrant was faulty, fine. You got extradited to Maryland. If they recalled the warrant, you got extradited to Maryland. Like, oh, wait a minute. Jaquita Johnson said it seems that she hasn't filed yet. A few attorneys in Fulton County have not located the petition in Pacer. Ooh. Well, it's federal, so that would, yeah, you're right. It would be Pacer. It would be Pacer. So okay. Well, we'll see if it actually gets filed. Wait a minute, but I thought the baby daddy was awarded custody. What we talk so Xavier, you talking about the child that's allegedly missing. The oldest daughter that's allegedly missing, that's the Maryland case. What she's saying is a warrant was issued for the 2 younger children, and she's saying that warrant should have never been issued. Carter Lisa, you're one of the people I need to no, I don't. You're not one of the people I need to talk to. No, you're not. You're good. All right. Hey, girl. I'm sorry. Hey. The whole thing is convoluted and crazy as hell if we're just going to be honest about it. But at the end of the day, if I'm being honest, at the end of the day, I feel like I don't understand why she was still running around here anyway. Because if that baby's been missing for the last 4 years, I don't understand why she was living her best life down in Atlanta, all in the, like it ain't like they didn't know where she was all this time. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, that's what's going on with that child. Now I had this for those of you that watch Chasing LA, El Teddy and Abby and myself will be getting caught up on our Chasing LA review at 8:30. It's gonna be on Abby's channel, so y'all know we're not gonna have no notes. That's all I got to say about that. How the judge grant her custody and she took the kids out of school and Mr. Tigger didn't know. Listen. But she does have an active warrant, so that means that they were right for arresting her. Yeah, it looks like, from what I remember, because Pam went over this on her channel, it looks like Maryland just issued that warrant. Like, that warrant hasn't been active for the last... That warrant has not been active for the last 3 years or 4 years. That's new. And I think it's because of all the attention that it's been getting that Maryland issued that. Yeah. Paul, listen, this chasing LA, I'll wait till we get to the review. But just say the last 20 minutes of the last episode, I was totally blacked out. I don't know what, I was so confusion. I felt like Hershey laid out on that couch. I was just confusion. But we'll get there when we get there. Now, this segment, I'm gonna have to start doing a YouTube or streamer segment. I mean, a TikTok or streamer segment or something. Because this last situation is this Woo Lady situation. I'm gonna tell y'all who Woo Lady is, because some of y'all might be like me and don't know who the hell Woo Lady is, because I didn't know who the hell Woo Lady was either. I just been seeing this all over my TikTok for the last day and a half. Woo Lady, also known as Woo Lady TV or Big BACH, is a Miami-based live streamer, podcast host, and social media personality. She is famous for her blunt dating advice, nightlife culture content, and viral late-night streams that focus heavily on relationships and financial independence. She's active across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, hosting regular late-night discussion panels. She discusses modern dating, Miami social culture, and strategies for financial support in relationships. And her core following is often referred to as the Woo family. She is known to be an outspoken, uncensored delivery that frequently triggers online debates and creator feuds. She organizes local community givebacks, such as her annual back-to-school beauty and grooming drives in Miami. So that's just a little background of who this Woo Lady is. But that's not why we're talking about Woo Lady. So it seems as though Woo Lady is in a little bit of situation because she it seems as though she was selling a product via her social media, some sort of customer package. I don't know. Anybody follow Woo Lady and know exactly what it is that she advises other women on how to get tricks. Oh wow. What's up, nephew? Not she been harassing people. But they said that Kai Cenat kicked her off of his stream because she was begging for a 40 piece from Popeyes. What the hell are you doing with 40 pieces of chicken from Popeyes that much? Well, she allegedly, not allegedly, she was obviously selling something on her social media. The people never got these packages. She claims that she mailed the 300 packages, but it's saying that the post office lost them. Woo Lady claims that the United States Postal Service lost 300 tracked customer orders. But buyers who checked with the postal office reported that the items appeared to never have been mailed or entered into the system. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Man, listen, I know that our postal system is looking pretty great eyes. Oh Lord. Maybe this wasn't the story to bring up. Now, here's the reality of the situation, y'all. Does the post office lose stuff? Sure they have. They've been known to lose things in the past. But 300 packages all mailed at the same time? or I guess within the same window of time. Okay, that's not what happened because that's what this say. Hold on. Koala say no, that's not how it went down. Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I didn't quote the story wrong. It says Kai Cenat kicks Wu Lady off of his live after she kept begging for a streamer backpack, 40 pieces of Popeyes, a Birkin bag, and a pair of Crocs. After just meeting him, I can't do nothing for you, he says. Now that's what I mean. I believe you. You said you watched the live. I'm just telling you, the neighborhood talk said that's what had happened. She said the driver lost the packages when delivering it to the warehouse. Sure. 300 packages is crazy, y'all. Right. That's a while. You go from Crocs to a Birkin bag. Do you know how much is in between a Croc and a Birkin bag? Absolutely, Chuck. There's absolutely a tracking number. There's absolutely a tracking number. Like, we know what it is. The woman didn't, but 300 is wild. 300 packages, y'all, is wild. I mean, one or two you probably get away, but 300, you're not getting away with that. And again, I just that mindset, like, what is your end game? What is your end game, people? Kawale, did you get the link? I think I saw you in the group, but I had to put it on my community wall. Did you get the link for the football package? For the football league. That's a perfect segue. If you are interested in being a part of our FanDuel league for this current football season, the link is on my community walls. The last thing I posted, it should still be up there. You click that link, you join, and you did. Okay, I thought that was you. Oh, well, you know what? I'll do a video on it. For people that are just joining and they don't know how to play, I'll do a video on it before kickoff. I don't have an exact date right now, but we'll do a video on it. We'll talk about it. If you do fantasy, then you'll understand. It's just honest. What it is, it's a week by week fantasy league. Instead of you picking a player and you have that player for the whole season, it's week by week, and you get so what happens is you get a certain amount of money to spend. Each player is worth a certain amount of money. And you pick your quarterback, wide receivers, running backs, defense. I have to go back in, but yeah, that's what it is. And it's week by week. So if this week you pick Dak Prescott and he gets hurt, you're not stuck with Dak Prescott the whole season. You can pick somebody different, or you can pick it based on who they're playing. Like, somebody's defense might be better or worse depending on the other team they're playing. So yeah, that's how it goes. And we do week by week, winner takes all. So if you win this week, you get the money. It's in your account Monday night. If you lose next week, that's it. So it's $5 a week, and depending on the size of the league is how much you make. Yeah. I don't get none of the money. I only get money if I get paid. It's all FanDuel. Yep. So, but yeah, so if you guys want to be a part of the league, the link is on my community wall. We have limited spaces. I'm accepting people until we get full. I'm accepting people until we are full, but we have limited spaces. All right. A couple of housekeeping things, y'all, we got to get into real quick before we get out of here. For those of you that are going to Books and Bourbon, car sale. That's Half Pin. I haven't seen Half. Oh, I did not mean to call your government name. Shit, I'm sorry. Has anybody seen Half Pin in the chat lately? Like today, not lately, but today. Half Pin, you in the bushes? If you here? But I know how to get in touch with. I think Half Pin is in the travel chat. Yeah, she's in the travel chat. I'll talk to her. I got this person. Chanel Unfiltered. I got that person. Chuck, why are you on here twice? Chuck, you filled out the Looks like you filled out the Google Doc twice. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, look like you filled out the Google Doc twice. All right. Everybody else is Chuck, I know you told me when you send it, and you guys have to the end of the month. I'm trying to tighten up some stuff. Um Start, buying the things that I need and all that good stuff. So if you are interested in going to Books and Bourbon, it is not too late. If you guys want to go, it is not too late. I will drop the link in the chat if anybody is interested in going to Books and Bourbon. For Abby's birthday. Okay. For Abby's birthday, and I can only go by the people who sent me a deposit. So for the people who sent me a deposit, that's who I'm going by to hold you a room at the Airbnb. But there are a couple of people that are local. And then there was another person that told me they were coming. I just want to make sure I have everybody. So please, if you need the information, I need this information. I need you to fill out the Google Doc. If you are coming to Abby's birthday, even if you are local, I need you to fill out the Google Doc so I can do a head count and I can have the information that I need. And I'll put the link again in for Books and Bourbon. How many people do we have signed up, Chuck, for Books and Bourbon? We have, well, I had you counted twice. So I think we were at, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And if I count myself, 13. So we had 13. And I started buying the tickets yesterday. So for the people who sent me money, who already sent me their VIP package, and for the people that I know, like Chuck, I know he's coming. Cruiser, I know she's coming. I bought tickets for those people as well. So for the Louisville Slugger Museum, those tickets, the only tickets I haven't purchased are the people that haven't paid me that I don't know like that. So that's like about 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 tickets that I haven't purchased yet. I bought the rest of the tickets. I will be buying the tickets for Bro Brothers. I'll probably be getting those this weekend or like early next week. So that'll be covered. And then I'll get on August the 30th, I'll get James the last count for the t-shirts and sizes. I'll get him that information on August the 30th for t-shirts and sizes. So once I, that's why I need this information, y'all. For Abby's birthday, again, after August the 30th, because I'm figuring some stuff out now with the food and the drinks and the other things we're trying to do. I'm figuring these things out now. So we're trying to tighten this stuff up, y'all. I'm trying to tighten it up and make sure that everything is everything for these events. And I'm working on a couple of other things that are going on. Working on a couple of other things that are going on. This is the Books and Bourbon link. I put the link for Abby's birthday in the chat. This is the Books and Bourbon link. Again, it's not too late. I just need that information like as soon as possible. Janae, I already got you. I know you're local. I got you on my local list. You're good. I got you. Yeah, I was yeah. And Tawanda, I know she may have to adjust something. Me and her need to talk offline. So if you need to talk to me about Books and Bourbon, if you've been wanting to come, you just keep forgetting to do the things, I need you to do it. I need you to hit me up. Let me know so I can add you to my list so I know what's going on. Same thing with Abby's birthday. If you are local in the Charlotte area, but you know you're not going to stay at the house, but you want to come and hang out, I need that information as well. Yeah, that's so I waited to the end to do the housekeeping so I could get that stuff in. And if you are interested in being a part of the football league, it is through FanDuel. The link is on my community wall. Just click the link and it'll, you'll take it from there. Okay. Let me get out of here. I got 15 minutes before we turn around and do. Child, we got to get into this mess, honey. This mess. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get this started. I will talk to y'all later. Peace. And there will be a teacher project tomorrow. El Teddy and I are setting it up now. Remember, we're going to be on Substack. I'll post it. I should have been posting that in the chat too. It'll be on Substack. Okay. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. I put that on my community wall too. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.